Hi, this is Tori Wilson.
And this is Lillian Garcia.
I'm Candace Michelle.
We are TLC.
And you're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com. Ho! Hi.
Rima wasn't there on the final show. I think everyone else was. Do you know any story there?
Yeah, we keep in touch. She's a real cool girl. Regardless of what people thought from TV, I know some people thought she was like abrasive, or they didn't expect Miss USA to be thrown.
I thought she was good for the show. She had a lot of personality.
She is awesome. She was my favorite. Her and Michelle, Eva Leach grew on me too. But Rima she was fun to party with. She was great, but it was ultimately the Miss USA organization that went really. They didn't give her the okay on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A question here in the chat room. I'll try to clean up a little bit. The blue guy wants to know if you had any relationships with any of the chicks on the show.
You know what? Unfortunately, Michelle was married. Eva Leach had a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Rima was the current Miss USA, so she couldn't really, she wasn't at liberty to, hook up on national television.
All right.
He ain't talking, Jack.
Christine and I don't get along. She's a conservative. Well, Jeremiah are just wild cats, you know what I mean? And she's more like, I'm here to work that. I'm here to work that. Like, get over yourself. Rima and I had some fun times partying together. I really can't, nothing more than that. One time we crashed for a little bit on the pool table together, but, I wish I could say that I, took a road trip over USA, but not exactly.
Let's see. Did you have another question?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, would you consider that you and Jeremiah are in a bromance?
Hey, listen, greatness attracts greatness, and from day one, we just realized that we had that same mentality as far as competition goes, same sense of humor, and, call it what you want to call it. I think the WWE could have a hell of a tag team on their hands, and we could set the world on fire in the tag team division.
Mm-hmm. That's a good name for a tag team, actually, the bromance. I don't know if you guys want to take it, but
I'd call us the Redneck Rock Stars.
Steve Slater might get a little hot over that one.
Oh, man.
Hey, wait a minute.
See, we get William on the line.
Oh, hey, what's going on, Luke?
What's going on, bud?
Hey, I agree with everyone. You got screwed because, every good show needs that good heel, that you root against. But in the end, you were the best. You did it in the ring, you did it in the mic, and in the presence of with 10,000 people, you were eating every moment up. You really are going to be, no doubt. I'll see you in the WWE soon. How about that?
Well, thank you so much, bud. And do you want me to do you have a question too, or do you want me to respond to that?
Well, I had a question. What was the craziest party or moment that maybe the cameras didn't catch, or
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a real good question. Let me first say, I appreciate all the compliments you just gave me, and I agree with you. They said they were looking for a superstar. That's what I gave them, and I felt, again, looking back on the show, if I wasn't there, how boring would that show have been?
Exactly.
Every entertaining thing that happened was because of Luke Robinson, and I can say that without arrogance or conceitedness. That's a fact. You watch the show, that's a fact. The most fun party moment that they didn't catch on TV, there was this whole running theme, the deleted scenes with which is yoga. Plank position is basically the upward push-up position, okay? You hold it. And, that became a big theme. Like, even we'd be at random places and Bill would yell, plank, and we'd have to drop down to that position. And they edited that all out of TV just because it wasn't, anything pertinent to, some of the drama. But anyway, there was two particular nights, one after Frisco's and then one after the night with the Divas, where Jeremiah each had our turn, speaking of the dinosaurs, yakking on the back lawn. And so it was two wild moments where we're yakking on the back lawn, and I go, plank, and Jeremiah's doing push-ups over his puke. And holding the plank position. And then I had another night where I did the same thing. I was the one who got folded, and he was plank. And so here we are doing push-ups over our own, pile of yak, and passing out in the kitchen that night. And I fell asleep with my head on a trash can, and he's on the corner, of this bench next to me, and it was just iconic of kind of our party experience there.
That's funny stuff.
The other cool thing was, that night that they showed Cena was there with us, and we were doing the Stone Cold impersonations, and that was a wild night too. That was cool getting to do that right in front of. They didn't show it. They didn't show him. Right in front of us. They did it to the deleted scenes that he's there with us partying, but he's a great guy, by the way. Cena's an incredible guy. He was so sweet to all of us. But he goes, all right, anybody do good impressions? I said, I do a mean Stone Cold. So he goes, all right, Jeremiah, here's the scene. You're the announcer. Luke, you're Stone Cold. WrestleMania, next WrestleMania, Austin versus The Miz. And that's where that whole scene came from, where we were giving each other stunners and goofing off.
Good times.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully, if they put out a DVD of the whole season, they'll have some deleted scenes. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, man, again, there was some debauchery that, there was some wild nights, and that's the other thing I'll say on that note of the partying is that I wouldn't change a thing. When it's time to get to work, leading up to the show, I didn't drink for 2 months, and but you're in a mansion and a once-in-a-lifetime experience. God forbid you go and have some fun. Everybody was so scared, and that's why you didn't see Andy the entire season until the end, because he went to bed at 8 o'clock. I promise my wife and kids I won't drink. And it's like, all right, bud. God forbid you're going to look back and go, man, I wasted such an amazing experience that I could have been having. And on that note, I don't regret one bit of that. People always said, oh, is he going to catch up to you? Is he going to catch up to you? Well, I think Luke and Jeremiah can go pick up. And it's like, I rocked that entire competition, and while we're on it, and while I'm getting it hot right now, how absurd was it? Again, I've said it before, that everything I said, no matter if people thought I was arrogant or cocky, I never had to degrade anybody that wasn't truthful.
Mm-hmm.
How absurd was it on Raw when he looks at me and says, I'm embarrassed to be in the room with you. I was a real athlete, not a company softball player. After there's international television evidence that I kicked his ass athletically the entire competition. Oh, you know what, Andy? I'm sorry that I didn't fail at my first dream of being a professional football player and got cut by the Dolphins and don't know how to wrap it up and had 2 kids at 23 years old. I'm sorry I didn't get that pity vote. Oh, sorry, bud. Sorry I know how to use a goddamn condom. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It's like, yeah, that's the other, hey. Kids are great. I'm sure there's kids are miracles to them, but it's like, just because you screwed up your first dream and have kids because you didn't wrap it up doesn't mean that, you deserve to win a WWE contract.
Mm.
And I take pride in the fact that I never, ever had to degrade him during the competition to put myself over.
Mm-hmm.
Even on Raw when Stone Cold asked, he goes, it's your chance to blast Andy right now. I took the high road. I said, no, it's not show friends, it's show business. And when it came down to business, every single day in that competition, I performed at a high level. You were looking for a superstar, Steve, and you got him.
Mm-hmm. Was Andy, besides the stuff like we saw on TV and stuff, did you guys get along at the house?
I can't answer that because I never saw him. He was just in his room.
Oh, all right. Thanks for calling, William. Did he have a nickname, Andy? I know, they had skid marks and everybody. Did you guys get?
Wedge.
Oh, Silent Rage, right?
Wedge, because of his edge resemblance.
Oh. Doesn't quite have
Wedge.
He doesn't quite have the personality, though. But
what do you mean? You didn't think when he was walking down the ramp on Raw, looking both ways really fast, that it was personality? Come on.
I had a nickname for him on the show, but I don't want to be, I called him a nickname every week here on the program.
What was it?
I just called him
Who's that?
I call him the Big Doofus.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, that guy, I can't remember his name.
I honestly didn't remember his name until, the last episode.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling, William. Thanks to everyone else who called in. We didn't get to everybody here, but we know Luke wants to watch the Bruins game.
Yeah, go Bruins. Again, a big thank you to everybody who love me or hate me. I hope you're entertained by the whole show, and hopefully sooner or later I'll be back on Monday nights in a different time slot, right at 9 o'clock.
Excellent. And like I said, I wasn't just saying that because you agreed to come on the show. The whole time, I think both Andrew and I were saying that you should have won.
Well, I appreciate it, fellas, and, keep watching, and I'll keep doing my thing and working my hardest to get back there.
Cool. And again, if you want to follow him on the Twitter, it's Luke Robinson 13.
That's correct, my man.
All right.
Hey, this is Chris Jericho, the Ayatollah of rock and rolla, and the author of A Lion's Tale, Around the World in Spandex, the greatest book ever written, better than War and Peace, better than Lord of the Rings, better than Harry Potter and the Circle of the Golden Magicians, and you're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com right here on the World Wide Web. Junior!